Hey Famiri, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing the real versus the fake. Okay, we're going to put our experimenting hats on and we're gonna do a little bit of a comparison and some real talk. If you've been watching me for a longer time and you're a loyal part of the Famiri squad, you already know that I am a loyal user and fan of the Curlformers, the original Curlformers by HairFlare. This video is sponsored by HairFlare, which is really cool because y'all know I love working with HairFlare. I'm also gonna show you the original, like OG HairFlare versus some of the, some of the counterfeits, some of the knockoffs. Now, if you want to see that, keep watching. Okay, so you might be thinking like, okay, I know what Curlformers are, but who the heck is HairFlare? I'm glad you asked. HairFlare is the company that invented Curlformers. Like, there were no Curlformers before they came with the Curlformers. Invented, like he had something in his head and then he made it. So HairFlare is the company that invented Curlformers. It's a small indie family run business. It was invented by the dad, and then he passed it on to his daughter Alexandra, who now runs the company. So it's a very small company. I actually came in contact with Alexandra, the daughter who now runs it. So they came up with the Curlformers and also the waveformers that we know and love. And then we had the knockoffs, the counterfeits that had a chokehold on the internet. And low-key, high-key, that's kind of unfair. Let me just show you the real versus the fake first, and then we're gonna get into my opinion, because I do be having some opinions. Let me show you the real one first. I have multiple sets, so I'm just gonna show you the original OG that I bought like years ago. So the first set that I have is this one. It's the old packaging, and I bought this in 2009, 2010, I think. So more than 10 years ago. I don't even remember, okay? It was a long time ago. So this is my set. Still intact, still really good quality, and these are the spiral curls set. Then we have another one, the barrel curls. It's bigger curls than this one. These are the OGs. And now we're gonna get into the counterfeits. And get ready, guys. This is a counterfeit, and if you look at it side by side, they really do look alike. The real Curlformer is really flexible. It gives a nice pushback. I feel like it's very flexible. Taking the other one, it's flexible as well, but a bit less. Now we're gonna smell them. Since this is an old set, I feel like it smells like my hair, but I don't remember it having a scent. Let me smell the other one. Okay, so this one that I've had for a year is like, it has almost no scent. And if it has a scent, it smells like my hair, right? If I smell the counterfeit, I don't know how to explain it. It smells a little bit off. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe like a bit, is plasticky the word? Is plasticky a word? It's probably not a word, but I'm coining it now. It smells a little bit off, a little bit weird. And then comes the part where I was just shocked. This is just wild to me. The packaging that the fake one comes in. This is the packaging of the fake one. Like, they legit say Curlformers by HairFlare. Uses their entire packaging and everything. How? Sorry. How? That's just wild to me. Like, bro, who hurt you? And then you get a hook as well. And for me, like with feeling this, the biggest difference came with the hook. You can tell the differences with the hook though. The hook is a dead giveaway. As I'm holding both in my hand, the HairFlare hook feels a lot more weighty, a lot more sturdy. Like, it's not gonna break easily. From all my sets, I have my hook. I still have it, or I've lost it, but it never broke on me. If I take the fake one, it just feels flimsy. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut it. We need to cut it because I want to see, is there a difference when I cut it? So we're gonna take the real one, and with pain in my heart, I'm finna cut it. I am gonna cut it. Let me give you some ASMR. So this is the real one, and we're gonna do the same one for the fake. Okay, so looking at the material and also the place where I cut it, I don't see a lot of immediate difference. It cuts the same. It doesn't really feel the same when you cut it, but I can't explain it. But it's not a lot of noticeable difference. Okay, so when cutting it open, I didn't see a lot of difference, but I did notice some difference, and I'm quickly gonna discuss with you what I did notice so that if you want to look out for a counterfeit, if you want to know the real from the fake, you know what you're looking for. So first off, all Curlformers have a very flexible end. If you look at the end, it's gonna immediately show you a F on the end for hair flare. The counterfeits don't have that. At least none of the counterfeits that I have that. Another thing with the counterfeits is that the end isn't as flexible as the real one. So this is the end. When I try to open it, it's either gonna bend, but it's not gonna be open, or I really have to literally pry it open and then it shuts again. An end like this that shuts so tightly can easily, when you're using it, grip to your hair, and while you're using it, rip out your hair. So that's one of the things that people always ask me with the Curlformers from Hairflare, like, does it rip out your hair? No, it doesn't. If I have a really big piece or the hook gets into my hair, yeah, then it's gonna rip your hair. Then it's gonna rip your hair. But if I use it the way it's supposed to be used, it's not gonna rip my hair because the end is really flexible. I just do this and it opens up. With the counterfeits, I did play around with it. It's a struggle. It really is a struggle. So that's something to look out for. Another thing is the mesh detail. If you didn't notice, the Curlformers are made from a mesh material. And what I did notice is that the mesh pattern in the original, the real HairFlair Curformers, is more consistent. It's more flexible, like I said. So it gives with your hair, and then it forms it into a very consistent curl. And then the other ones of this, the pattern, the mesh pattern, is less consistent. There are even some where there are like holes in the mesh fabric. And one thing that I can tell you, because this is so flexible, because the material is so flexible and the pattern is so consistent, even if your hook would go through it, which has happened to me in the past, because the material is so flexible, it just bounces back. What I'm thinking, and I can't say for sure because of course I haven't had these for years, I haven't had multiple uses of the counterfeit. What I'm thinking is that if your hook were to go through this, especially because it already has holes and the material is less flexible, girl, bye bye to your little curler. So enough talking about it. Let me show you. I'm gonna use one of the real ones on this side, one of the fake ones on this side, and let's see if the use itself is the same. I'm not gonna do a lot of this. I didn't do my entire head because we've seen people use the fake ones. We've seen their results, and we've seen that their results look really good. But I do have my opinion, so I'm gonna show it to you and then I'm gonna give my opinion. So, okay. So I used both, the real and the fake. And this is real talk. I honestly didn't think there was gonna be a difference in experience of use because I've watched multiple people use the counterfeits, and from what I've seen, I didn't think there would be a lot of difference in experience when using it. I can only say what I experienced now. What I did notice in a side-by-side, that especially using the hook, using the real hook is a much more pleasant experience. It's a lot more forgiving. The finish of the real hook is a lot more smoother on the top. The finish of the fake hook is very sharp. So what I was noticing, that even though I applied it the right way, it still got caught in my hair. I had to like really make my section a lot smaller so that it wouldn't rip at my hair. That in combination with the ends of the fake counterfeit curlers, that they're so tightly shut, made it, for me personally, I cannot talk about anybody else, me personally, made it harder to apply. I mean, I can only give my opinion. I didn't have a long curler with this, so I used different lengths. Other than that, the bounce back, like we discussed, is the same. It still forms your hair. Okay, Famiri, after all that, it's time for some real talk. I promised I was gonna give my opinion. Now, you might be wondering like, okay girl, we get it, you like HairFlare, but why should I buy Curlformers from them? Because real talk is, if you can buy something for $5 that gives you, even if it doesn't give you the same results, if it gives you close to the same results as something that is $55, maybe upwards to $60, I can understand if you would say like, girl, I'm gonna take my chances because it's almost there. I'm not gonna lie, I understand that, and I used to think that way as well. The thing for me, why I personally say like, you know what, I might as well just save up and buy the original HairFlare, is for me personally, I'm an entrepreneur myself. When I saw all of these counterfeits coming up, I wasn't an entrepreneur yet. It didn't really sit right with me, but it wasn't something where I was just like, I will never ever buy this, right? Now that I'm an entrepreneur, a human being invented something, it came out of his head, and he made it, and he trying to build up a company, and then counterfeits are coming into market, and a lot of people are flocking to that. To me, as an entrepreneur, I'm just like, I would be tight, I would be upset, and I would just be like, that's not fair, because I made something and I spent hours and years and so many time developing something just for it to be copied. That doesn't sit right with me. Another reason, y'all already know, if you follow me, that I love me some Curlformers like the original OG. The main reason is the quality. Like I said, this set is my same set for 10 years. Not one of them broke on me. The only reason why I bought like a second set a few years later is because my hair grew longer. My hair's thick. I like having the luxury of having more to really get like a sleek, defined result. These things last years on years on years. And speaking to Alexandra, I just learned that they have a lifetime guarantee. They have a lifetime guarantee. If nothing else sells you on these babies, they got a lifetime guarantee, which means if you ever bought the original, keep your packaging, and you lose one or two, you could just send them an email like, yo, I have the packaging, I lost some, can you send me a top-up? They have a lifetime guarantee that you can use it, but you can pass this baby on to your children. To me, that's pretty cool. So for me, those are the number 2 reasons why it's like, yeah, I'd rather go save my money, and it's $55 compared to $5, $10. It's like, it's not that big of a difference if the real one is ethical and it gives you a lifetime guarantee. Another thing that I can say is, like, we saw it on camera. For me, when doing the real one versus the fake one on camera, I personally noticed like low-key, high-key, using the counterfeits is harder. Another huge reason for me for why I would want to buy the originals is about stuff that you can't see. Now, people don't really talk about this, but when you bring a product onto the market and it's legally, it has to conform to US regulations, EU, so like European regulations. European regulations are mad strict, okay? Let me just say that. HairFlare has to conform to all of that. They also make sure that all of their products are latex free, phthalates free, latex free, heavy metal free. So if you're using the product long term, you know that you're using it on wet hair. Your hair is not soaking up any toxic materials. So for me personally, that just kind of gives me comfort. Like I said, I was able to talk to Alexandra, who now runs the company, and one thing that I thought was cool is that the heart of everything that she was talking about was very personal. She told me, I personally know everything that goes into our packaging, into our tools, how the products are made, how the packaging is made, where it's made. She talks about how important it is to ethically make the product and the packaging. Talking about that she even knows the lady where that owns the factory where the products are made. She knows her. She knows her by name. Like, they personally visit the places and they check up to see if all of the working conditions are fair. For me personally, that was a nice personal touch. Having a business that is so family focused, wants their customers to feel like family, give them a lifetime guarantee, to really take all of their feedback and to put it back in the product. For me personally, also being an entrepreneur and having like a conscience, like, I don't know, this don't really sit well with me. That's my reason why I choose Curlformers, original Curlformers by HairFlare. So now I want to hear from you. I really do want to know, where are you at with this? Are you team real or are you team fake? And if you are, this is a judgment-free zone. Let me know down in the comments. Let's have the conversation, because I'm honestly like really passionate about it. Like I said, sponsored or not sponsored, this was gonna be my opinion regardless, okay? So I'm really passionate about it, but you know, like, we're Famiri. I want our conversations to be open. I wanna know, like, where are you at, and let's talk about it, okay? And I'm pretty sure that the people at HairFlare want to know as well, because low-key, high-key, they do a lot with customer feedback. That's it for me for today. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed our little chit chat and discussion about this, let me know in the comments. Give your opinion. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe to become part of the Famiri squad, which is what we call our squad over here, and that means family. I'll see you in the next video, which I've placed here. Have a wonderful day, you wonderful human being. Bye!